we're both in the shot now.
Perfection. So, hello. This is a video towards Undertaker. Sir, I actually have to disagree with everything you have said. And yeah, I'm a juggalo. You know, right? You know, all that jazz. Now, the Chris Benoit video honestly was very different. It was not a tribute to Chris Benoit. You are completely correct. That is not a tribute. That was the song lyrics were a journey inside Chris Benoit's head. I'm not exactly sure where you get this condescending pseudo bullshit about what juggalos are, but let me explain to you. Not all juggalos are idiots. Not all juggalos are stupid. I'm not sure what you that little torch crack. That was not the smartest idea on your part because you are prejudiced, stereotyped, and malinformed. Now, do not give me your pseudo-intellectual bullshit like that because I will not play.
You're not very smart at all.
Now, just because you can use big words, I can use big words too, friend. But the very basis of all this is that you're right. It's not a tribute to Chris Benoit. It is a tribute to his memory, not a tribute to him. It showcased how he thought his last 3 days. Do not go on saying that these guys are idiots for using the Chris Benoit term and an attempt to, you know, get the name recognition. Yeah, that's the music industry for you. That's exactly what it is. The music industry does that. People have to do what they do to get by. I don't see you as a musician. If you're a musician, then fan-fucking-tastic. Then you have a right to name your songs whatever you want to. And so do they. The reason that they get the name recognition is because they are wrestlers. Yeah, Juggalo Championship Wrestling is actually real. Do not think that it is. And if it wasn't, then Matt Hardy and John Cena wouldn't be going to the Gathering of the Juggalos now, would they? If they didn't think it was an actual wrestling circuit.
We should throw you into the ring. We should throw him into the ring.
That would be nice.
He'd get massacred.
Now, this is not an attack video to you. I'm just telling you what you need to know because you are horribly stereotyped and malinformed. You are either that or you're just, I don't know, you have some sort of...
Fuck?
That too. That's actually, I wasn't trying to use that term, but, you know, that's the only one that really comes to mind in this perspective. Don't think that somebody was just going to take that lying down. I know you had a response earlier to another guy, Monoxide 12357,000 fucking numbers, but you got one from me. I'm not going to let this be a problem. Because honestly, who the fuck are you? This is from a new album. It's called The Mighty Death Pop, coming out August 14th. Look for it in the 3 editions. You do not know what you're talking about, and I'm sorry, you don't.
Can I go and rant to him now?
Huh?
Can I go and rant to him now?
Not yet.
Okay.
You see, all that bullshit you were spitting about the name recognition has nothing to do with anything. They were pro wrestlers. Yeah. Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope, yeah, those are their real names, you condescending douchebag, were in fact pro wrestlers beforehand. They wrestled in their backyard. They wrestled in the WWE. If you don't believe me, you gotta look that shit up. Their theme was, in fact, the greatest show by themselves. Yeah. They were in the WWE. Do not take them as a fucking joke. This is not a joke. This is not a test. We as a species are outnumbered. Huh? That a worst product reference. I just had to use that. Now, I forgot my last point. It'll probably come to me in a minute. But, now, to probably go on a violent rant with a non-intellectual standpoint, here's Tiana.
Well, it might have a little bit of intellect.
Well, let's go.
Okay. So, you condescending, fucking ignorant bastard. That is what I have to think of you. Because you have no clue what the hell you're talking about. Whatsoever. And I'm sorry for my foul language, but that's just the way I talk, and personally, I would get a lot fouler due to the fact that I have my opinions on you from that video. I have not yet watched any of your other videos, mainly because I'm pretty sure I'll just begin to have a deep, despising feeling towards you. And I don't really want to do that because you are a human, and humans make mistakes. But, from that video, I think of you as a condescending fuck. We are not a gang, we are juggalos, we're a family, we are a group of people. If you look to one of my previous videos, we're not a gang. And it clearly states that with legal definitions. of juggalos and juggalettes and a gang, which are very, very, very different. So, my point is, look up what you're talking about. I personally don't like the Chris Benoit song, but your perception of it, it's your perception. I won't knock that down, but maybe you should listen to the lyrics. And maybe you should listen to other ICP songs and just listen to the lyrics, or just read the lyrics.
Oh, he listened to the lyrics, alright. He felt that they were so stupid that they needed recognition, so he wanted to read them off in a different video, but he didn't do it yet, as far as I know.
Well, you need to, just read the lyrics and get a feel for it.
Here's the thing, is that you believe, sir, that you are of an omniscient standing. So, you decide that every lyric that sounds like it's horrorcore is retarded. Yeah, it is technically horrorcore, but it doesn't mean... Don't put it in a fucking box, dude. Don't put shit in a box until you know what the product is. Don't put it in a box and ship it until you understand what the product is. Until then, keep your fucking mouth shut. This is the internet. This is the internet where opinions are used and where people don't agree and nothing is sacred. Yeah, that is the rules of the internet, is that nothing is sacred. But that doesn't mean that we can't change our standpoints. Now, tell me, if you were to make a video response back to me, would you agree with anything I said? That is my only question to you, because this is the internet where people seem to not be able to take ideas very well and have to defend their own standing to a point where they're just like, well, I'm right in every regard of the word, and you're wrong, and you're always going to be wrong, and I'm always going to be right. That's not where this is anymore. This should not be what it is. I can agree with you on some things, man. I can agree with you.
But that is just one thing that you can agree.
There are a few things about the way you talk that I can't agree with. I just can't do it. Yeah, reprehensible is a word, you fucking dick. I'm understanding of that. I might be a junior in high school, but I'm going to tell you this one. I'm going to college for English.
For a reason.
For a reason. What's that reason?
Because he ain't a moron.
There you go. There you go.
And
now, you seemed like you're just a common bandwagoner. That's what I believe. I used to be that way too, actually. Believe it or not, when I was a fucking kid, I hated ICP, and I didn't even know why. All my friends hated it, and I hated it too. But you might hate ICP for a different reason. You might hate ICP because you really don't like them, but honestly, they didn't do it for the shock value about snapping and breaking and blah 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 blah, all your little bitch ass hand motions. No, they did it because they thought that Chris Benoit was an interesting character. And to be honest, he's completely titular. I believe that he's one of the most interesting characters since John Wayne Gacy, Albert Fish, or Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer's too much of a household name. Excuse me while I use a different one, Ed Gein. Because I like him. He dressed up in women's tits and walked around. He was pretty sick. But Albert Fish was the best. I'm not going to explain Albert Fish because last time I checked, you probably know everything already, now don't you?
This is my final message to you. Learn the Juggalo name and what we stand for, and learn why the lyrics mean something to us, and learn the meaning of the lyrics to us before you go on and attack the meanings. Because they have a totally different meaning for us from our standpoint, for the meaning of what we are. So maybe if you learn that, you might not only understand Juggalos more, you might understand the song more and a lot of things of life more. And we're not moronic kids. We are actually quite intelligent kids.
Yeah. I mean, this is a prime example. I've never met a stupid Juggalo, really. Never met one.
These are two that, I'm pre-accepted in college and I'm a sophomore. He's pre-accepted in college and he's a junior. We're not stupid. We're not morons.
We don't.
You are. And that's just pretty much what I have to say to you.
The world cannot handle pseudo-intellectual bullshit such as yourself. You are not an omniscient being. Do not act as if you are. Do not act as if you know everything about us, because honestly, if you were talking so much shit, then that means that really does mean that you don't know much. You really don't understand. You haven't taken the time to understand. You don't to want to take anything to understand. You're just going based off assumption and what you see, and that's just not smart of you to do. And also, yeah, our tribute to a dead Juggalo would be putting a hatchet and and Fago on their grave.
That is
because that's just the way that things happen. It's a funeral.
That's a respect. That's like putting flowers down.
It is.
That is literally, that's how we show respect to each other.
So, this video must come to an end. I'm sure this has been like 8 minutes long.
I'm sorry that we kind of ranted on about random topics throughout this, but we got our point across.
So
you kind of ranted on about
topics
too.
So do expect for this to come your way. I would love it if you could have a response back to me. Now, you might not respond. You might respond. If you do, then I'll be, I'll jolly joy. I'll be fucking ecstatic. But if you don't, that just means that my point was proven, and you might be thinking about things.
Please do learn meanings before you go on an attack.
Learn
and think about
what people tell you. I understood some points in your video, and appreciated if you could tell me that you could understand some points in mine. That's what I'm aiming for here. I'm not aiming for a YouTube war. I'm not aiming for that at all, but what I'm aiming for is a common ground, a reconciliation, because I see too many people like you who hate the Juggalos for absolutely no reason.
I'm aiming for a YouTube war.
Huh?
I'm aiming for a YouTube war.
I don't give a fuck. You're not aiming. No YouTube wars.
Why not?
Because I said no, bitch.
Psh, it's fun on my behalf.
Anyway. Please.
Have a jolly good day. That was kind of gay, but have a good day.
Yeah. Pseudo-intellectual is a word too, you jackass.